Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Luna, and today I will be bringing you a no-nonsense quick Eliza guide for Tekken 7. Let's start off with Eliza's game plan. Now at round start, Eliza would usually like to backdash or to jump back. Doing these would allow you to whiff punish your opponents just in case they do press a button at round start. If you backdash, you can whiff punish with forward 3 4 into full combo, or forward 4 2 into fireball 1 for a full combo as well. Do note that you would have to go into Moonglide to get a full combo. Now, if you do jump back and you have meter, you can whiff punish with an EX dive kick. If you don't have meter, you can just whiff punish with a dive kick 3. Now, if your opponent does like strings, if you see them do strings, you can try to fish for a counter hit dive kick 3. I'm sorry, I'll try to get a combo going here. Yeah, something like that for huge damage. Now, let's say you do get your momentum going. You can capitalize on dive kicks. You can use your dive kicks to lock your opponent down. It's up to you on how you chain them. It could be from a jab, a down jab, a back 4, or a down 3. Now, it's up to you how you chain them, although be careful if your opponent's back is not like against the wall, since your opponent could just backdash and whiff punish you for that. But if your opponent's on the wall, you can just do this and they won't be able to do anything about it. Now, if your opponent does duck, if your opponent tries to duck in fear of the down 3 DP2, which is a clean hit natural combo. If your opponent does duck, you can do a jab into DP2. If you do have meter, it's a full combo. Moving on from Eliza's game plan, let's now talk about her most important moves. Just like any other Tekken character, Eliza's one jab is quite important to her. Now do keep in mind that the dummy is set to guard all for opponent action 2. 1-1 is not a natural combo, although in counter hit scenarios it is. And then you can get a DP2, and if you do have full meter, you can get a combo off of it. Now, I'll just cut into it if I do mess it up like a couple of times, but I'll try to get a jab into super. Now, as you can see, if you do have the execution for it and if you do have full meter, you can launch off of a singular one jab. Now, moving on from her one jab, let's talk about her down forward 1. It's not amazing frame wise, but it does give like a little mix up with either a high for a second hit or a mid for a second hit. Although be careful, the mid extension is unsafe at -12. Though I think it does give a knockdown. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on, let me just see. Yeah, you can do something like that. Now, next up is down 3. Down 3 is important to her since she barely has any pokes for a low. Now, you should almost always cancel this into something. If you're unsure if it's a clean hit, you can throw in a fireball 1 to make it safe. Or if you're sure that it's a clean hit, you can do a DP2. And like I said a while ago, if you do have full meter, you can launch. Now next up is down 4. Be careful using this since it is it is launch punishable. It's launch punishable on block with a stagger. Although on counter hit, this does give for a full combo. Up next is her down forward 4. This is just a normal 12 frame down forward 4 mid poke. This is best used for round ending, or if you wanna throw in a quick mid poke after doing a down jab into dive kick 4. That's a good flowchart. Up next is her back 1. Now, this has good range. It has okay range, maybe, I'm not sure. But it has above average range. Now, as this might not seem very good, but on counter hit, it launches for a full combo. Now, it does have extensions with back 1, 2, 4. Now, you can play some mind games with this. You can just do back 1, 2. It's minus 13, but they don't know that. It's minus 13, but they might not punish in fear of the extension. The 4 at the end. Now, moving on from that, while standing 2 is also good. You can get a down 4 as a guaranteed hit. While standing 2 also gives a counter hit launch. Oh, sorry. Oh my. Just key charge. There you go. This give a counter hit launch for good damage. Though keep in mind it is quite slow at minus 15. But it is safe on block at minus 9. You might see Chanel throw this like a lot of times when he plays. So yeah, it is good. Now moving on, her neutral 4. Magic 4, it's quite the same to Eliza's. I think it is exactly the same as Eliza's. Of course, counter hit launcher, all that good stuff. Now, her most important move is her instant dive kick, like 100%. Same reasons that I mentioned before. You can just spam it. It's like a barrage of plus frames for you, and it just oppresses your opponent. Now for punishment. For 10 frames, you can do a 1-2, or you can do a 1 into DP2. Now, same goes if you do have meter, you can super afterwards for a full combo. Now, I do recommend doing 1 into DP2 until 13 frames. But in 13 frames, if you're at a wall, you can do a shoulder. Now, for 14 frames, you have 2-2 into DP2. Same goes, wherein like you can do a super afterwards for a full combo. For 15 frames, you can do a back 4 DP1. For a full combo, of course, it's a launch. And when it comes to 16 frames, you have a simpler punish for a launch, down forward 2-3. Now for while standing, of course, minus 11 is your typical, what do you call this? While standing 4. And for 14 frames, you have a, oh, don't sleep on me. For 14 frames, you have a while standing 1 into DP1. There you go. For a full combo. So yes, Eliza does have a 14 frame standing launcher. For 15 frames, you have this while standing 2. But it's not really a good punishment option. For 15 frames, you can also launch with while standing 3. Which is a simpler punish option if you don't have the execution for a while standing 1 into DP1. Now let's quickly talk about her Moonglide. Moonglide is a stance, which is this one. It's done by pressing forward 4. Now, you do have a mix-up from this one. You can do a low Moonglide 4 or you can do a mid Moonglide 2. When doing Moonglide 2, be careful, make sure you hold back, otherwise Eliza would sleep like this. Now, Moonglide 2 is safe at minus 9, but Moonglide 4 is unsafe at minus 23, you will get launched. Now, both of these moves are quite linear, so if you do notice your opponent trying to sidestep you, you can hit them with a Moonglide 3-4 into a full combo. I almost forgot to mention you also have an unblockable from here. It is a 51 frame unblockable, but if you do EX Moonglide, it's much faster at 41 frames. It's still quite slow, but you would hit a lot of people with that. Now let's talk about Eliza's wall game. Eliza is most dangerous when at the wall. Like I said a while ago, you can just spam your opponent with a barrage of dive kicks which would give plus frames even on block. Now if your opponent does duck and you manage to land a dive kick, you can do a jab into quarter circle back 1+2. It would look something like this. Then you can do a combo. Now, if you do get a plus 13 or a plus 14 instant dive kick, you can do a 1+2 into combo. It's not as much damage as a jab in the quarter circle back 1+2, but it's something. Now, if your opponent just stands up, is hesitant to duck, you can hit him with a down 3 into quarter circle back 1+2. Now, there is like a trick here for a resplat, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it since it is quite inconsistent. Let me just see. There you go, something like that. Now, let's say you do land a Moonglide 4. You can do a down 1 into DP 1 for a full combo. If you manage to land a Moonglide 2, Eliza, can you not sleep? Yeah, you can do something like that. You can also do the resplat thingy